Welcome to Blitz. I'm Brian Carr here at Towns County High School with Indians head coach Jason Roquemore. Coach, always appreciate the opportunity for you to have me up here. It's a beautiful drive up. Appreciate you having me here at Towns County.
Yes, sir, man. Glad you're here.
Yeah, no, an exciting start for you. 4-1 to start the year. You're 4-2 at this point, but the 4-1 start marked the best since 2008. Talk about in general the excitement that creates in the community and among the team.
Well, Brian, I mean, it's kind of, it's been one of those things. It started 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And, we just continue brick by brick, continue to build. Last year we were in a lot of games and just couldn't find a way to win those games. I think it's like maybe 12, 13 points from being like 6-3. So, but our kids have done a good job continuing embracing our expectations and playing to our standard. And that just takes time to develop.
Yeah.
And, it's not something that's going to happen overnight. But man, I tell you, our kids are so fun to coach, and they're playing hard right now. And the community has just been unbelievable. School building, has been great. Community's been great. So it's been fun times. Good time to be an Indian.
Yeah, absolutely. And you kind of hit the nail on the head going back to when you first took over this position. I'm sure this is kind of what you anticipated on seeing. We're 3 years in. You've seen you kind of build that culture up. And, right, wrong, or indifferent, rumors were floating around before you came here that can Towns County even field a football team? And here we are seeing that growth. I imagine that's got to give you a sense of pride, and seeing that the plan you put out and into place is kind of taking some wings with it.
Oh yeah, and I remember meeting with the kids that first day. The first day when I got, right after I got the job, meeting with the kids. And I told them, I said, I know you may not understand this, but it's not where you are, it's where we're going.
Right.
And there's a lot of things, for whatever reasons, if they say you can't be successful here, and Brian, to be honest with you, I don't believe in that.
Yeah.
I think you can. Our numbers are as high as they've ever been.
Right.
We've kicked off a flag program down at the rec center. We almost have 60 kids involved in that.
Wow.
So we're doing the things that it takes in order to build longevity, and we're also using our platform of football to teach other things than just football.
Yeah, and you kind of hit on this already, but it's where I was already going. Last year, the difference between being 3 wins and 6 wins was I thought it was like 11, 12, 13 points, about what you said. This year, we're seeing this team kind of come out on the right side of those games. What to you has been the biggest difference from last year and this year? I
think the biggest thing is trust.
Yeah.
In the world we live in, truth and trust is hard to find.
Mm-hmm.
And, we tell our kids we're going to be very honest with you, and we're going to coach you truthfully, and we're going to teach you about truth and how to seek that. But we're also, every day, we're going to work on trusting.
Yeah.
Them trusting me trusting them, and then us trusting each other. And, that's the biggest thing, I think, that has really helped us. And then it gets back to day one stuff. When we came here, we talked about having a contagious culture.
Yeah.
And, we have T-shirts made. It's in our locker room. It's in our building. But for them to understand, having a contagious heart and the things that you have to do daily basis to do that.
Right.
And our kids have really embraced that. I'm so proud of them as far as them understanding the importance of the day-to-day in the process from a game prep situation. We've grown, leaps and bounds there. And then on Friday, just coming out and trusting the adjustments and being the best version, or trying to be the best version of them.
Right.
And and let everything, and just kind of let everything else, let it be what it is.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of been really fun to see.
Yeah, and I love that word contagious, because nothing's more contagious than winning, by the way, too. And let's talk Kyle Oakes. I mean, the offense has been clicking really well, and he's probably one carry away. I think you said 6 yards from reaching 1,000.
Yeah.
Back-to-back seasons. How special is it to have a guy like him in the backfield?
Well, man, I'm telling you, Kyle has served on our leadership council for 2 years now. And if you got to remember, as a 10th grader when I got here, he played quarterback. Mm-hmm. And I think we led the state in lookout blocks, and that kid took a killing now.
Yeah.
But no, he's come a long way. I think he's matured. I think he understands how valuable his leadership is, both on and off the field. Mm-hmm. And that's what you want your leaders to do. I think he's embraced that role as far as, we say the last play can't affect the next play. and that's part of building your mental toughness.
Yeah.
You know, his work ethic, his commitment, you know, in the weight room has always been top notch. But man, I tell you, he's a great kid. And you know, lucky that we have him to be a part of our football team. Really excited, and you know, for the things that he's doing. And I tell you, man, he makes our offensive line better.
Yeah.
I mean, that's another thing too.
Yeah.
You know, there's been games where it's one of those deals that unit as a group with him has been very dynamic.
Yeah, and speaking about dynamic, you got kind of a three-headed monster. You know, everything's clicking right now, and we expected Kyle Oakes to do his thing and Colin Crowder being the go-to receiver this year. But Connor Chastain kind of coming into his own early as a sophomore. How pivotal is that for him to get this kind of success early in his career?
Yeah, you know, I think coming through the summer and coming out of spring, I thought this is where we thought he could be.
Right.
Now, you know, a lot of times, you know, sophomores make sophomore mistakes, and he's done a really good job of just each week controlling the things that he can control, executing the game plan that we have that week, and just not trying to do too much. I do think early on in the season there were some moments where the game may have been just a little too fast for him, but when he focuses on things that he can control, he's a very vital part of what we're doing offensively.
Yeah. And now this team, you know, when you look at the region top to bottom, it's not an easy one at all. You kind of just look at it, you can kind of tell, like, hey, you win 2 region games, you likely can get into the state playoffs. I know your goals have to be loftier than that even, but talk about what the goals you set out for this team are this year, and what are you telling the guys to ignore kind of the success of what's already happened and just keep grinding?
That's it. I think what we've done a good job is we've hit the reset button each Monday.
Yeah.
You know, Sunday when we come in and coaches, we kind of spend a little time of finishing up the Friday before, but then as a staff, we have to reset, and then we come in, we'll watch some correctional tape, and then after that we have to reset with our players, and they've done a good job of that. You know, if you watch our play and you're around our kids, what's kind of been the big thing for me is there's to this point there's really not been a moment that has overwhelmed us.
Yeah.
Now there's been, you know, maybe a play here or a play there, but I feel like for the most part, you know, our kids have done a good job of controlling what they can control and just playing hard. And when you're doing that, you know, you're going to give yourself a chance to be successful.
Absolutely, Coach. I think speak for the whole community when I say we're excited to see what Towns County's already done and where you're going to go from here. I wish you the best of luck moving forward. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you.